Yeah, so the 2023 NFL regular season has finished, and it was a pretty thrilling conclusion to the regular season. Yeah, look, I mean, it could have been more thrilling if the Jacksonville Jaguars had done their deal and beaten the Titans, because if they had, the Sunday night football game between the Buffalo Bills and Miami Dolphins would have been really chaos, because the Bills would have needed to win that. I guess ultimately it didn't matter because the Bills won, and as a consequence, they will now be the number 2 seed, and I guess they would have been in anyway if they were in anyway going into that game. So perhaps maybe that made them feel more relaxed, able to express themselves. But yeah, certainly a good, a really fantastic way to end this season. Nevertheless, I guess it is time to sort of put my tips for what's going to happen in the postseason. But yeah, look, just quickly wrapping up. Look, I guess I know there's been a lot of talk. The 2022 regular season has been a bit mixed. I think some of the quality of the football hasn't been that great. Particularly offenses, a lot of the QBs have regressed. You've had a lot of substitute QBs, and yeah, I think that is very evident. But having said that, the defenses have truly been really stellar. So I mean, if you like defenses and all that, I think good on you. I would give this regular season a B minus. I think, look, the quality of football hasn't been that great, and I mean, there are games where you just kind of rather wish you were watching grass grow. But having said that, I think a lot of games started slow and became very good at the end. I think the Sunday night football game pretty much typified that. I think you had there were quite a number of games where they started off really exciting, and then actually, one game I should put that pretty much perfectly exemplifies the season was that last Thursday night football game between the Browns and the Jets, which was thrilling in the first half, but the second half was just absolutely dire. And then you had some games where that same pattern, and then the fourth quarter just absolutely exploded. So, I think an average season, not the best, not the worst though. So that's my thoughts on the 2023 regular season. Obviously for Pats fans, which I've done lots of videos about, it's probably a season to forget. We have ended up with the number 3 draft. We'll just have to see what happens, what Chicago does. I'm pretty sure Washington's going to draft a QB. We're going to have to see what the combine is, so we'll really just have to keep an eye. I mean, we can all speculate. Penix, you can name names, really. It's just name game at the moment. Penix, Drake, Caleb, Bo Nix, Jaden Daniels. But look, until we have that combined starting proper, we're not really going to have a clear idea what's going to happen. But yeah, I'm a bit concerned with the comments made by Justin Fields in that post-match conference after the Bears lost to the Packers, saying that this, in case this could be his last game for the franchise. So we'll just have to watch this space, don't we? And of course, yes, Bill Belichick is in discussions with Robert Kraft about 2024, where, is he going to stay? I mean, is he going to, what's going to happen there? So the feeling on the feeling is that we might very well have seen Belichick's last game. I mean, they're often like, leaks put out that that thing it's heading that way. The CBS coverage seemed to lean towards Belichick leaving, and anything contrary to that is going to be a surprise. I mean, even BBC Sport is covering Belichick leaving, so I think the signs are I would be very surprised if Belichick does stay. I mean, but we'll just have to see what happens. So that's all I'm going to say on the matter for now, and I'm sure I'll be covering that in another video. But look, onto that. Onto my predictions for the postseason. Yeah, so here we go. We've got the 2023 wild card. I think this is in schedule order, but that doesn't really matter. We've got the AFC and the NFC. Browns, Texans, Dolphins, Chiefs, Steelers, Bills. Obviously, I'd say Browns Texans. Let's start with that. I think that is probably going to be the most intriguing match. Pity Deshaun Watson is not going to be available to play this game. Because return to Houston. Look, I'd love CJ Stroud. I love what they've done, but I kind of feel that I think it's probably going to be a season too early for them. And I guess remembering Houston, the Texans don't have a particularly good record in the playoffs. I think the only playoff win they've had was against the Bengals, who back then also didn't have a very good playoff record. They were actually until Burrow, until the season they made the Super Bowl, Cincinnati didn't actually win what had a long playoff drought. So it's in Houston, but look, Cleveland, they don't seem to hit anyone. They've got Joe Flacco. I'll talk a bit more about them. So I'm going to go Cleveland Browns there. I just think their defense is just going to be too good. Myles Garrett's just going to be too good for that inexperienced but developing Houston Texans team. So that's Cleveland Browns. I think that's going to be a low-scoring game, just the way they play. I think there's going to be some shots. Dolphins, Chiefs. Look, I mean, the Chiefs had their wide receiver receiving issues, but they're playing at home. The weather's meant to be pretty cold in Kansas City, and the Dolphins aren't known as a cold weather team. So, and they've only won a game over the five, against a team that's over 500. I just picked the Steelers. Bills. Well, I mean, the Steelers are probably the most unpredictable team. But the concern is, of course, the injury of J.J. Watt. Look, I think that was a bit of a mistake. I'm going with the Bills. I think Bills at home, look, they're on this hot 5 winning game streak. I think that is going to continue. And I think the Bills have sort of kind of cracked it, hitting form at the right time rather than in previous seasons it's been the other way around. So I'm going to go Bills there. I think they'll have enough for this Mason Rudolph-led offense. So we're going to NFC, Eagles, Bucks. That's actually going to be the Monday night game. Rams, Lions. That's Stafford returning to Detroit. Green Bay Packers, Dallas Cowboys. That's a bit of a favorite one. Look, Eagles may have their problems. I think they're going to beat the Bucks. Look, I think that's going to be a low-scoring game. But I think, despite Anton Winfield and Baker Mayfield, I think I'm gonna just give it to the Eagles, but it's gonna be a short run. I think the Lions will just about beat the Rams. I think Lions, the motion playing at Ford Field for the first time ever in the playoffs. I think that's gonna keep them in good stead. And I'm gonna go Dallas. Look, I think Green Bay have probably outperformed their expectations for this season. And perhaps, again, a bit like the Texans, I think it's going to be a season too early for them. But it will certainly be a good experience for your Jordan Love. Dallas, I think their offense has finally hit the mark and is matching their defense, which has just been outstanding all season. I think it'd be worth interesting. I think perhaps some people might say Micah Parsons hasn't quite performed to his very high levels, but maybe this is a chance. So we're going divisional round. Obviously, the schedule's not confirmed yet. You got Chiefs, Bills, Browns, Ravens. NFC, you've got Lions, Cowboys, Eagles, 49ers. Yeah, Chiefs, Bills is gonna, they've been playing at Arrowhead for God knows when. But yeah, this will be the first time they'll be playing this fixture in Buffalo. And yeah, look, the Chiefs' traveling woes have been, pretty clear. I think this is going to be Buffalo's time to shine. I think the Chiefs aren't the juggernaut that they were. Defensively wise, they've been quite strong, but I think Bills at home, they're going to be just too good for the Chiefs. And yeah, look, in an earlier video, I did say the Ravens do not want to face an AFC South, a North team, because it's a lottery. And I'm going to stick by that. Browns did beat the Ravens early in the regular season. Look, I know that doesn't really mean much, but it is a feather in the cap for the Browns. And I think they've got the best defense. They're going to, I think the Browns are a team, as I said in that other video, that are built for the playoffs. And they've got now Joe Flacco. This will be one heck of a game, though. I think you got Joe Flacco returning to Maryland, so that'll be interesting to see. NFC, look, Lions have had a dream run, but I think, and they're going to have revenge bring the revenge to Dallas, but I think Cowboys are going to just be too good for that. And San Francisco are going to have revenge on the Eagles. Back in Santa Clara, I think San Francisco is going to absolutely destroy the Eagles. And yeah, so that leaves you with a very, very classical line. I'm just going to wait for the slide. We're just going to hit next there. This is going to leave you with a very classic AFC NFC championship, conference championship round. So you've got Browns at the Bills, and you've got the Cowboys and at the Niners. So yeah, Browns, Bills, both teams have had very limited success in recent times. Again, the Bills have sort of had success if you count that, making 4 Super Bowls in a row between 1990 and 1994. Didn't win any of them, of course. They've been harping on it for a while. Look, I'm going to give it to the Bills. I think they will just about overcome the Browns, I think, on the day. And, in fact, but I think, imagine if the Browns making a Super Bowl, that would be really incredible. NFC, look, it's the Cowboys, and the Cowboys in the championship game against the Niners. I'm gonna have to give it. Look, the Niners, I think, will be prepped up and ready. Christian McCaffrey, Deebo Samuel, Elijah Mitchell, Brock Purdy. I think they're just gonna have too much for the Cowboys, and it's gonna be another disappointing exit for Cowboys fans. Not that I am complaining, because I will be going for the 49ers. So, yeah. So, your Super Bowl now, Bills, 49ers. Look, this is going to be a tough pick. But I'm going to, as we just wait for it to scroll, there we go. Super Bowl, 49ers, Bills. I think this has sort of been coming for a while, but I think this will be the Niners year. It kind of feels like everything is going to be. Look, if it was any other team besides the Baltimore Ravens, they're the Cleveland Browns, then Niners fans would be worried. But I am going to give it to the San Francisco 49ers. I think this is Shanahan's year. I think this is McCaffrey's year. And I think this is finally their year. Of course, you're thinking 10 years ago they had that Super Bowl with Kaepernick. They didn't quite manage to get the job done. They had that Super Bowl against Mahomes. They've had countless of NFC Championship games. Last year thinking Brock Purdy, they had no QB. That game was pretty much over once Purdy went down. And then, of course the Rams. Yeah, the Rams decided to, win their first game against the Niners. So that is my prediction for the playoffs. So yeah, it will be interesting to see what happens in the middle of February. If you do agree with my picks, or what are your thoughts? If you like this video, feel free to like and don't forget to subscribe.